Alright guys, how you doing? It's Christian over here. Wanted to give you a little breakdown on the hexagonal hydraulic crimper I picked up. Basically what we're going to go over here is what kind of dies I got with mine, what kind of tools I like to use. And basically the debate and the inspiration for this video is that soldering is better than crimping and crimping is better than soldering. I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. I do think that hexagonal hydraulic crimp will last longer, and I do think that it's a little easier to achieve and it takes less equipment. Okay, this is some of my older stuff I wanted to show you guys, and pop here in the camera. I apologize, I don't have a very good camera to work with. As you can see here, this is soldered. And these are some of my older ones from a while ago. Not very high quality. These are just some terminals I picked up at Home Depot. Honestly, I really had no clue what I was doing. I don't even know why I still have these. This is a little more recent. This is a 1-gauge terminal. Okay. It's not a gold plated, it's not a nice one. I crimped it with these channel locks right here. They're pretty large. And they're not gigantic, but they're pretty large. I like to think I'm a decently strong dude and I got a pretty good crimp on it. As you can see, there's no wire here, so it fell off. So that was part of the reason why I went and picked this puppy up. So here's the difference in what the finished product looks like. This is actually a kit I made for my buddy's 2012 RT Charger, and it's got his OEM integration because he's keeping his factory head unit. As you can see, there's heat shrink tubing on there, and it's a really nice crimp. I mean, for the ring terminal to be skinnier than the insulation on the outside of the wire, that takes quite a bit of force. I mean, that'll never come off of there. I can sit here and pull on this thing all day. It's not going anywhere. So basically what we're going to do is, that's a wiring kit that I threw together for him. Basically what we're going to do is, I'm going to cut you guys a foot section here, and we're going to give it the torture test. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to cut it open with an angle grinder. We're going to do all sorts of fun stuff. So before I do that, I think I'm even going to torque down on it with a nice ratchet strap and see if I can get one of these rings to come off. I really want to see how much force it's going to take after this tool. I feel this is a pretty well-made tool, easy to operate, real simple. I mean, you just got this little pin that goes in here. You take it out when you want to switch the dies, pop it in when you want to crimp. You got a little knob on here. Okay, the hydraulic's closed, so now you're going to press out. And I mean, you can see it's a process. It goes slow, but it will do the job. So I'm going to go ahead and cut us a section real quick. Go ahead and lay it out. 1 foot. Right there. I use bolt cutters personally. Real easy. It's done. Okay. I got a fresh cut on there. Now, honestly, guys, sitting here talking with you guys on Facebook got me thinking about a couple things. On my first few crimps that I've done, I haven't really thought about things like this. Like, what about the oils from my fingers contaminating the copper and causing oxidation? Because this is oxygen-free copper that Rockford sent me. So, I think this time I'm going to wear some gloves. I don't have any latex or nitrile, so I'm just going to wear some mechanics gloves while I work with it so I don't get any of the oil from my fingers on there. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but hey, it can't hurt. So, I'll find my razor blade real quick. Pop this off. And again, I apologize for not being able to edit the video for you guys. Got a lot of things in the process. I'm actually working on starting up a label. Okay, so what we want to do is, we're doing a 4-gauge. Come over here and grab a 4-gauge baggie. One of these bad boys out. line it up and see how much we're going to need to take off. I just mark it with my thumb. You can mark it with the razor or the pencil, whatever you want to do. And just go around the edge with the razor blade. I've tried using wire cutters and stuff like that, and I always seem to take some of the wire off when I do that. Razor blade seems to be most effective for me, personally. Hey, I'm always open for suggestions. I don't claim to be a professional, just an enthusiast. Okay? And as I was rushing there, I cut a little bit of the strands off. I got a couple, but it's not too bad. So, go ahead and twist that one up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pop these on. While I'm doing this, just want to let you guys know that these terminals are courtesy of Big Papa's Car Audio. If you're around Cincinnati, it's a great shop. I also recommend Eclipse Window Tinting and Cincy Car Audio. It's the same shop, same guys. Both really cool shops around Cincinnati, man. I mean, it's super easy. I just want to make sure I got my right dies here. Yeah, 25, I believe that is for the 4 gauge. So we'll go ahead and slide these in. Okay. Now, before I try to get that sucker in there, and as you can see, I got all the wire. I mean, there might be one little straggler there. That's probably one of the ones I cut. As I said, I'm trying to do this quickly for you guys, so you're not sitting there forever. Alright. Getting close. Now. Okay. And this is much easier when I'm not trying to do it for video. Okay, and I like to just get a little bit of pressure on it. Make sure everything's lined up real nice. I cut a little extra off this one on accident, but it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, and now we're crimping. Basically, I'm just going to bottom it out. And actually, I was thinking based on one of your guys' posts, I'll mention one of you guys when I post the video. And one of you guys made a comment about heat being an issue for it to set. And that's part of why I want to be on here and doing these sorts of things with you guys, because I like to learn stuff like that. And when I think about it, from a standpoint of friction, there probably is a lot of heat going on in there right now, because I mean, that's basically completely smashed. Try to get you guys a close-up of what's going on there without blocking the light. I mean, as you can see, it's smashed fully together. The die is completely bottom out. There's no gap between. And I mean, I can even try and, yeah, it's not going anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and let that sit for a second. I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready with my shrink tubing so we can make this quick. Oops. Alright, and this was just heat shrink tubing that I got from Meyer. It's not necessarily the greatest stuff, but it was cheap and it does the job. So I'm not complaining. Can't do anything with my fingers with these stupid gloves. There we go. And obviously we're not going to need that long of a section. This happens to be Dorman from Meyer, as I said, and I found that if you cut them perfectly in half with the 4 gauge, that you can get 2 out of it. So I try to make the most out of my materials. Cut this. Alright, slide this sucker on here. I think that's had enough time set up. I'm gonna say that we're safe. I'm gonna go ahead and back that out. And as you can see there, I mean, it is it's not coming off, and unfortunately it's not warm. I don't know if it would have been when I pulled it off originally, but that makes me think that necessarily that wasn't necessary. I mean, I'm really pulling on that as hard as I can, white knuckling it. It's not going to go anywhere. I mean, that's on there, and that's part of why I like the hexagonal crimp, is because I mean, you can see it. There isn't enough room for the wire in there. It's smashed solid. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this open with an angle grinder so you guys can see. And just so you know that the angle grinder isn't going to make it look like it's welded shut, I'm going to go ahead and cut on the wire itself too. So we're going to completely trash this whole section of wire, but no big deal. As you can see, we have plenty of it. So, and then as we move along here, we got some different options I want to throw at you guys. There isn't just what we were talking about on the on Facebook for this particular case. These are Rockford screw terminals. Okay, this is 1 gauge right here. These are platinum plated. They're a little pricey. This is the 4 gauge. They're a little pricey, as I said, but they are great terminals. I can't deny that. This came with the Rockford Fosgate 0 gauge kit right here, with the little insulated boots on them. I particularly don't like the boots. I'd rather use heat shrink tubing. It stays a little better in my opinion. And these are from Big Papa's Car Audio right here. These are all our 1 gauge terminals, gold plated. This copper here is from Meyer. That's just the cheap 2 gauge from Meyer. And we got our barrel connectors and door speaker connectors. So basically all I did is go up to Harbor Freight. I spent like 15-20 bucks on this. I ordered the crimper offline. I got it off Amazon, and I think it was originally a $180 tool I got for 60 bucks. So that worked out pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys back on the stand here though, because I don't exactly have steady hands. So if we can get you back in here. There we go. All right. And then I'll update you guys tomorrow with the torture test, just so we can be 100% sure. Alright. Go ahead and pop this heat gun on. This is just Drill Master, as we showed. Straight from Harbor Freight. I can plug the thing in. Slide this belly down. I like to get it a little bit past and down onto the terminal a little bit, and give that little bit of extra an opportunity to really seal up around where it's crimped. But you also don't want to put too much down there and avoid connections. I like to find a happy medium. That looks pretty decent. I may actually go a little further on this one. There we go. And just hit it with the heat gun. Leaves on the high setting. Slowly kind of go around, working it, letting it do its thing. And this is pretty much it, guys. I mean, it's really not hard. You can take a whole bunch, and I have no problem putting my name on this to say, hey, you know, this is going to last. I'm not too worried about it. Now, whether or not adding a solder or not could help, I'm not sure. As I said, I don't claim to be the expert. I'm here to share information with you guys and learn. I've done a little bit of networking with some of the larger builders out there, Steve Mead and his website, and haven't gotten all good responses from people trying to network like this, but hey, that's all we can do is share information, right? Us DIY guys. So Oh, that's hot. As you can see there, I mean, no moisture's going to get in there. It's sealed up. I mean, I can't think of any way that could be better. You guys let me know what you think. Thanks again, and just so you guys know, I am planning on starting up a label and doing my own builds. I build boxes, all types of stuff. I mean, just so you guys see a little bit of the equipment I got laying. I mean, this is just junk that's laying around here. There's an 8 tucked away in there, a couple amps over here. I mean, I'm addicted. I'm a basshead. I'm just trying to share some information with you guys. Much love, fellas.